This episode is brought to you by LifeLock. Not everyone is careful with your personal information, which might explain why there's a victim of identity theft every 5 seconds in the US. Fortunately, there's LifeLock. LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points a second for threats to your identity. If your identity is stolen, a US-based restoration specialist will fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year by visiting lifelock.com/podcast. Terms apply.
Ladies, you'll end up shopping for your guy's deodorant, right? So try Degree's Original Cool Rush. You see, last year, Degree changed the formula, and men were mad. One guy even started a petition. So Degree admitted they messed up and brought the Original Cool Rush scent back. It's clean, crisp, and actually smells like someone you want to cuddle. And it's in Walmart, Target, and other stores now for under $4. So toss one in your cart and find out why it's the best-selling men's antiperspirant for the last decade. Degree Cool Rush is back, and it smells like victory.
This is Optimal Living Daily. Make FOMO a no-go by Kerri Richardson of kerririchardson.com. And I'm Justin Malik. I'm going to jump right into today's post as we optimize your life. Make FOMO a no-go by Kerri Richardson of kerririchardson.com. It's Friday night, my favorite TV night of the week, and I'm settled into a comfy chair, remote in hand. I'm 12 years old, and it's just my music videos and me. MTV, V66, and Friday night videos, so much to choose from. Oh, I love this song, and the video. I watch about 60 seconds of it before flipping to the next station to see if there's one playing that I like even more. Nope, back to the first station. I'm singing along, watching the song play out scene by scene in the video, with my thumb at the ready to switch stations to make sure I'm not missing something better. I continue this frenzied shuffle for the entire night, flipping back and forth between channels, and as a result, end up never seeing even one video in its entirety. There's a lot of talk these days about FOMO, the fear of missing out, as many believe it's become somewhat of an epidemic. Thinking back to those Friday nights 20 or so years ago, okay, maybe a little more than 20, I was rocking some hardcore FOMO then. Guess I've always been ahead of my time. As I've gotten older and hopefully wiser, I now see that FOMO itself actually realizes the fear I was trying to squelch. If you're spending your time worrying that someone somewhere else is having a better time than you, you're actually missing out on the best time ever, the here and now, the present moment. Become like a dog chasing his tail. You're scurrying around, literally and figuratively, searching for the ideal moment when, in fact, you're running from it. This futile race validates the belief that happiness and fulfillment exist solely outside of you when, in fact, the source of both is only found within. If driven by FOMO, chances are you're going to accept invitations that your soul would rather decline. Let's say friends are getting together for a happy hour and you're feeling run down and tired. If FOMO is at play here, you're going to try to talk yourself into going by telling yourself things like this particular happy hour could very well be the most fun one ever, never to be repeated in the same way. Or you may slip into the fear that you'll be talked about if you're not there. You know your body and spirit need rest, yet you grapple with whether to miss it. With FOMO as a primary fuel source, chances are you go and pay the consequences of exhaustion and possible regret later. A good time can be had on the couch with a blanket and your favorite book, even while your friends or family are hanging out together. It's all in how you define fulfillment and how you balance your sources of it. Similarly, FOMO can rear its ugly head when it comes to food. Of course, since it's your birthday, you can have as much cake as you want because, after all, you can never ever have it again or only on your special day. You can't miss out on this chance. So even if you're full from the meal, you couldn't possibly turn down a piece because really, when will you ever have the opportunity again? I don't know, you could run to the store tomorrow and get a cake. Social media sure isn't helping. It seems everyone on Facebook is having a way better time in life than you, or you feel left out in the dust because you haven't been on Twitter in 15 minutes and you don't know the breaking news. A study recently came out showing that the more someone uses Facebook, the less satisfied he or she is with life. Really? we're going to blame a voluntary social platform for our dissatisfaction? Regardless of the fact that people mostly post only the good things in their lives, which isn't such a bad thing to focus on, instead of being annoyed or bothered by hearing about everyone's adventures, go out and create your own. Use social media for its intended purpose, to share, not compare. If you struggle with FOMO, here are some tips to help. Number 1, recognize that you can only be in one place at a time. When deciding where that place will be, close your eyes and check within. What do you really want to do? If there were no fear of missing out, which choice would make you happy? Number 2, immerse yourself in the pleasure of being out of the loop. Several years ago, I made the decision to no longer watch the news. My FOMO told me I'd be oblivious to the world and be unprepared for danger, financial crashes, and the zombie apocalypse. Instead, I welcomed in more peace and calm into my life, availing me of energy to engage in more fun and adventure. Same thing when I significantly downgraded my cable package last year. What if Snooki and JWoww did something outrageous and I wasn't able to be in on the story? Yeah, I'm good. No regrets. Now I pick and choose what I really want to watch and do most of my viewing online rather than mindlessly flipping channels. And I spend a lot less time watching others live life and instead live my own. And number 3, take a social media sabbatical and make some memories. Plug more into life instead of the internet. Then you too will have some cool things to share online. Make a list of 5 things you love to do but haven't made the time for yet. They could be little things like go for a hike or visit the library. They could be big things too, like visit the Grand Canyon or start a blog. The point here is to make someday today. Are you ready to say no to FOMO? You just listened to the post titled Make FOMO a No-Go by Kerri Richardson of KerriRichardson.com, and I'll be right back with my commentary. You've worked hard to get where you are, but what's next? If you're aiming for that promotion, searching for a job you truly love, or feeling stuck about your next career move, Strawberry.me Career Coaching can help. They'll match you with a certified career coach who understands your unique challenges and goals. This isn't generic advice. It's a personalized coaching experience that uncovers your strengths and gives you strategies to stand out in today's competitive job market. We talk about accountability on this show, and that's what they do. Your coach will provide practical steps while keeping you accountable so you make real progress. Because having someone to guide you and keep you on track is how meaningful career growth happens. The Strawberry.me platform makes connecting with your coach simple and effective. Together, you'll develop an action plan tailored to your specific career aspirations and industry needs. Their coaches are selected for their expertise and commitment to your success. Get started today at strawberry.me/old and claim your $50 credit. That's strawberry.me/OLD, because your career success shouldn't wait. The origins of this podcast were once just a dream. That dream turned into the podcast and business you're listening to today. Starting your own business is a dream lots of us share, but too many of us let it remain just a dream. Don't hold yourself back thinking, what if I don't have the skills? What if I can't do it alone? Turn those what ifs into why nots with Shopify by your side. Shopify powers millions of businesses worldwide and handles 10% of all e-commerce in the US, from household names like Mattel to brands just getting started. Build campaigns that reach customers wherever they're scrolling. Plus, Shopify's expertise covers everything: inventory, shipping, returns, and beyond. If you're ready to sell, you're ready for Shopify. Turn those dreams into and give them the best shot at success with Shopify. Sign up for your $1 per month trial and start selling today at shopify.com/old. Go to shopify.com/OLD. Shopify.com/old. Thank you to Kerri. I've mentioned before that I'm trying to be a bit more intentional with what I watch on TV, but also with my time in general. I've been time tracking my work again. I do this every once in a while. It's always enlightening to see where the time is going exactly. And time tracking, in my experience, pretty much always leads to more productivity. Because if you're being honest about it, if you get distracted and look at your phone, you'd have to stop the clock and restart it after you're done being distracted. And that's more of a pain than just finishing up whatever task you were working on in the first place. But this doesn't only apply to work. If we're time tracking 15-minute intervals during our day, it's less likely we'll spend 2 hours scrolling social media or 2 hours bouncing between TV shows, because now that we're tracking it, it feels almost embarrassing to write that down. It's funny how that works. And this applies to pretty much everything, from writing down every penny we spend to every calorie we eat. And I'm not saying we should track all of these things all the time, but if you're feeling like one area needs some work, your productivity at work or your habits at home or your finances or dieting, well, then tracking that specific thing could be a great place to start. Maybe a little bit off topic from FOMO, but it all relates. And with that, hope you're having a great day. Thank you for being here. And an extra thank you if you've ever shared this show with someone. That goes a very long way to keep this going. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you tomorrow, where your optimal life awaits.